If you're going to vote for a politician, fine, just stop saying they get you. It annoys me when somebody goes, Trump gets me, or Hillary got me, Kamala got me. It's like saying, like, you know who's down to earth? Tom Cruise. What a normal guy he is. Lady Gaga, just the gal next door. It's nice when nobody wants to put your special out. You can say whatever you want. When I go back to my older stuff, I find myself playing Atari a lot. I don't know, there's something about the simplicity of the games I really like. So these are two I've never seen. The artwork too on these boxes is usually pretty great. It was a thing I faded in and out of since I was a kid. You know, I was like super into it up through like Nintendo. You know, I kind of faded out for a little while, and then I got into Genesis when it was fairly far into its lifespan. You know, it was just something I'd always kind of, I was super into some games, and that's what I like to do. But then I started collecting. I had rebought an Intellivision, and then I also got when they did the Nintendo, the NES Classic. I just started playing with both of those like crazy, and it was just like one thing after the next. Hasn't stopped.
What do you got?
I got this Intellivision game I've never heard of, so not a bad day.
Just because you haven't heard of them? You look them up.
Yeah, well, it's always fun to find the Intellivision stuff boxed. Anything that Activision did for Atari is usually a pretty safe bet, but that's, I don't know, I never heard of this one. It's just called Space Shuttle. It's not really a very riveting title. Star Wars.
The who? The what?
I catch him in that Star Wars comic I got.
Oh, the bounty hunter. I mean, they're like a big crossover, right? No. I was like, all right, I'm going to buy this. This is awesome.
What a great...
Let's bring the man up to the stage right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe DeRosa.
Thanks, brother. Thank you, dude. Thank you all for coming out. I really, really appreciate it, man. Thank you for being here. It's, you know, it's a weird thing to, it's weird. That theater is where, you guys know The Blob, the movie The Blob? Yes. That's the theater they shot The Blob at. So when you see the Blob come into the theater, that's actually the interior of the theater. They still have the little windows up in the projection room that the Blob seeps through, that's there. And then when everybody runs out of the theater, that's the theater. So we didn't shoot in that room that they shot the Blob stuff in. We opted for a smaller room. We like to keep it artsy, which is what you say when you can't move a lot of tickets. You know, let's keep it intimate. So we shot in a smaller room, but that theater, I'm such a horror fan, and you know, like that theater is a really cool place.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and I could walk, it was weird walking home after you shot your special.
Well, Well, you didn't walk anywhere after the special. I remember you falling off the bar stool. But, that's for another time.
Well, wait, wait, real quick. This is a great story. We went out to this bar afterwards, and Ari came down. Steve Byrne was there, and Shane, and you, and Emilio, and Claire, whatever. And Shane and Six, everybody was there. And Six, do you remember this? Do you remember we were walking back to my house with Shane, and I couldn't remember my address because we were so drunk. And I took out my phone, and I was like, I'm going to get this Uber. And Shane was going, what's your address, bro? What is your fucking address?
It was shot like a horror movie. What did anything in particular inspire that? I've never seen anything like this filmed that way.
I don't know. My last special we based it on horror stuff. My last special we based on Night Gallery, the Sterling show from the 70s. This was, clearly there was like a Shining element to it. So I don't know. It's fun kind of looking at things you like to watch and trying to incorporate it into the special itself. I thought the material made sense to shoot it. We shot it before this. We shot it at the Gramercy, and it looked too big and shiny, and it didn't make any sense. And we were like, it's got to be smaller. Ari Shaffir is right over here, everybody. Just give it up for Ari. No, that's why Ari gets the special thanks, is because in classic Ari form, I was going to shoot this 3 years before we shot it in Houston. And he goes, and Ari, whenever Ari talks to you, he stands like this. He holds his arm like this. And he's like, he does a posture to literally look down at you as he's talking to you. And he goes, you're not ready to tape it. You're not ready to tape it. You should wait. You need to wait. And I go, no, dude, I don't need to work on it for more than this last 8 months. It's good. And he goes, yeah, because you're the one. You're the one that can make it good that quick. It's not fucking ready. And I was like, all right. And then he ran into a thing where he couldn't shoot his special, and it got postponed for a year or two. And then I went and saw his special, Jew, and I was like, holy shit, this is a work of art. And then I was like, I got to work on this more. And then that's when we all started working together and put our heads down. And
that's so funny that I didn't know he was baseball.
I saw you at sunset.
I get more fun. I have no idea.
Well, yours is already